Okay, good evening to the people of Earth. Good evening, humans. This be Sovereign Starseed. Thank you to everybody already joining the spaceship. Appreciate it. Thank you, Brando, for joining. Thank you, Bessies. Appreciate you guys. Have a good night. It's been a minute. It's been a couple days since I've been streaming on these channels. It's not like I haven't been streaming. I've just been testing out other things. So I'm just testing a couple things out because it's been a couple days, you know. So I'm just going to make sure that everything's working. You know what I mean? Okay. Get started in just a second, y'all. Look at this, Dean. Thank you for joining the spaceship, my man. You know, we just gotta get a couple things set up. Boom. What's up, my friends? Hey, Ray of Sunshine. All right, so hey, I'm super glad to end up seeing you guys again. Let's get the show on the road. All right, let's do this. Let's get this thing started, y'all. All right, so first of all, transition here, just get stuff set up. Good evening, everybody. This is Sovereign Starseed. My name is Seth. My friends call me Silky, Sovereign, Starseed, whatever. This is really the spaceship. This is the home. This is what's going on for anybody tuning in. Let's go ahead and start off with a few different things here, though. So first of all, I just want to say good evening to the humans of Earth. Every night we try to do the cryptocurrency news at least at 10 p.m. Mountain, 5 o'clock Universal, so that way you guys can just kind of like get like a good perspective on it and get a good perspective of what's going on in the cryptocurrency realm, as well as from a sovereign perspective. It's what I really like to end up focusing on. So with that being said, what's been going on with me? I've been streaming lately. I've been doing it for the past 2 nights on Zoom. I've been trying to test out the Zoom conferencing app. If you guys are interested, you could check out my DTube profile. And I've been uploading my videos to DTube rather than YouTube because as of a few days ago, I've officially made that switch to start pretty much moving my work over to the decentralized web. And I've also prioritized the centralized web underneath the decentralized web. So because of that, there are some new things that are happening there. It's a baby. It's in its fetal stages. A lot of the tools that I'm using, but I'm loving it. I'm loving being able to be a pioneer, a leader of what these tools do. And I'm happy to end up telling you guys that here in the future, there's going to be some beautiful things that are going to hit the internet and allow me to end up expressing myself even further, as well as anybody else as well watching this. So first of all, let me just go ahead and say what I'm grateful for. I am grateful for the fact that we have a decentralized web that is starting to take off. And I am super grateful to be alive at a time where we can see humans in our species start to really value something like that. So I just wanted to end up saying that for my beginning gratitude. And yeah, that's just it for the updates with me, guys. I've been working really hard on sovereignstarseed.com. Check that out. Scrutinize that website. Tell me how it could be better. I'm interested in trying to make this a better spot for all and very easy to comprehend. So I am always open to feedback, and check that out if you guys are interested, because that's where you're going to start to be able to get the updates on where I'm streaming, have tabs on if you want to support the channel through donations, and yeah, basically I'm going to have so much more freedom to be able to do what I want there. These videos are going to be archived on YouTube, yes, but I'm going to start making the moves to download these videos from YouTube and put them back up onto DTube, just in case I get copyright problems or things like that from YouTube. So anyways, yeah, that's where I've been. And let me just tell you guys, like, being on Zoom conferencing without the spaceship and without all my, just without like my tools, without my dashboard, without the stuffs and the buttons and the sounds and the things, like, it doesn't feel right. So coming back, so I got to see this. This is the spaceship. You know, for anybody that's tuning in, this is what I was saying wasn't working for the past few days, just because we were testing out new things, baby. So anyways, with that, I'm back. I'm going to be using this spaceship here for a little while until some of the other things on DLive and the other platforms that I'm using mature a little bit further, so that I could have a smooth chat. We could talk. We could do the thing. Because, man, I appreciate being able to converse with you guys. So, yo, man, my day is doing so good, Dean. Like, I've been up. I don't sleep very much right now, and the reason why is because I'm so passionate about learning about streaming. I'm so passionate about cryptocurrencies, so passionate about sovereignty, that I'm feeling so good that, like, I'm fueled by my motivation, and my sleep needs to be less and less right now, just because I'm waking up and I'm ready to go again. So who's that walking behind me? That's my partner. That's Ray of Sunshine. So yeah, thank you for asking, because nobody's ever asked that before. So I was kind of actually just waiting for someone to ask, you know. So yeah, it didn't feel right watching you without the spaceship. I know, right? I felt like all naked and stuff. It was weird. It was weird. Also didn't feel right not getting my nightly notification that you were going live. Exactly. So yeah, you know, I'll just say, guys, that, like, because of that, that's part of the reason why I wanted to come back. And some people were under the impression that they needed to pay in order to join DLive, in order to even watch me stream. And I wanted to make that crystal clear right now. You do not have to pay to watch me stream at all. At all. And that's one of the biggest reasons why I'm back here, as well as just so that you guys can know that once things mature on the decentralized web, we are going to be moving the spaceship over there, because, oh my goodness, the transmissions just come through so much clearer. So anyways, guys, thank you so much, you know, first of all for your questions, first of all for being here, and second of all for being here, you know. And here we go. Let's get into some of the news. Let's get this show on the road. All right. Something else I've been missing. Where's my news sounds? See, like, I can't get the news going without this. So bring in the news. See, man, just saying. All right. Anyways, let's go ahead and start off with the news. Today, or actually on January 14th, I didn't get to see this until now, but, like, I just wanted to end up reporting on it because it's close to my heart. DenverPost.com puts out this article that says, after Denver hired homeless people to shovel mulch and perform other day labor, more than 100 landed regular jobs. And I just wanted to report on that just so that way we can end up making sure that we don't turn a prejudiced eye towards the people without shelter right now. And I also want to remind us that, you know, things in this world turn very fast, up and down. And we could be in one of those positions before if we haven't already been there. And so it's just really good to end up, anytime that I can see the homeless getting honor, I want to end up shouting it out there. So I just want you guys to end up seeing it, that, you know, when you end up doing something, you give some people a chance that normally society wouldn't give a chance. It turns out that society has a place for these people. And I just wanted to end up making that very, very clear too, because that's beautiful to me. And I just want you guys to see that. So also, let me just go ahead and bring the chat over here so I can make sure I can see it. Okay, here we go. Cool. Yep, so that's all I wanted to report from Denver Post there. Next, Cointelegraph.com puts out this article that says payment processor Stripe and support for Bitcoin, and it hypes altcoins. So Stripe, the mobile payment processor with a $9 billion valuation, has announced that it's officially winding down its Bitcoin integration. Over the next 3 months, Stripe customers will be encouraged to migrate away from Bitcoin payments. After that, Bitcoin will no longer be accepted at all. So Stripe made its waves in 2015 when it fully integrated Bitcoin, allowing all vendors who use the platform to accept Bitcoin payments. Many saw this as a sign of impending mainstream acceptance of Bitcoin as a payment method, but high fees and slow transaction confirmations have hobbled the network. Disappointment. In a blog post, Stripe noted the high hopes the company had for Bitcoin when it first integrated the currency into its platform, saying, "Our hope was that Bitcoin could become a universal, decentralized substrate for online transactions and help our customers enable buyers in places that had less credit card penetration or use cases where credit card fees were prohibitive. Stripe cites slow confirmation time and high fees as the reason for its abandonment. So it says this has led to Bitcoin becoming less useful for payments. However, transaction confirmation times have risen substantially. This in turn has led to an increase in the failure rate of transactions denominated in fiat currencies. By the time the transaction is confirmed, fluctuations in Bitcoin price mean that it is for the wrong amount. Furthermore, fees have risen a great deal. For a regular Bitcoin transaction, a fee of tens of US dollars is common, making Bitcoin transactions about as expensive as bank wires. So just from that, what I could say is that they're going to end up integrating altcoins. So enter the altcoins. So while Max Kaiser, I bet you that's who they're talking about. Max Kaiser, you always get a thumbs up from Sovereign Starseed. I love your perspectives on this stuff. And I love how loud you are. While Kaiser cites Dash as a more viable payment network than Bitcoin, Stripe cites several other currencies as contenders, saying Amacy Go is an ambitious and clever proposal. More broadly, Ethereum continues to spawn many high potential projects. We may add support for Stellar, Lumens, which we provided seed funding. If substantive use continues to grow. It's possible that Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, or another Bitcoin variant will find a way to achieve significant popularity while keeping settlement times and transaction fees very low. So, as you can see here, there will be some things that they are going to be able to do reversible. Stripe has left itself open, I just wanted to read this part too, to reconsider Bitcoin as a payment method in the future. They say, we're interested in what's happening with Lightning and other proposals to enable faster payments. Bitcoin itself may become viable for payments again in the future. So Stripe is going to be looking at altcoins for now. They are not adverse to completely getting rid of Bitcoin completely in the future, but they are moving away from it for now just because of those transaction fees, y'all. So, all right, there you go. Next, Cointelegraph.com puts out this article that says Coinbase overshoots 2017 revenue goal by 66%, making $1 billion. And now it can reject further venture capital funding. So America's largest cryptocurrency exchange, Coinbase, reportedly made $1 billion in revenue in 2017, overshooting its 2017 revenue forecast of $600 million by 66%. Recode reports, citing industry sources, according to Recode, despite the peaked interest of outside investors, the company remains private and does not allow stock to be traded on secondary markets. So, remember all those fees that y'all paid? Remember those fees I paid? Oh my goodness. Well, it looks like, they can definitely comfortably now relax some of those fees now that they have overshot their budget by more than 2/3. So I think that's very, very good. Their revenue goal, my bad. So they've overshot what they thought they were going to make by 2/3. And let's hope that Coinbase starts to maybe relax some of these fees a little bit now that their pockets are lying pretty fat. So just wanted to report that. Next, Cointelegraph.com puts out this article that says, U.S. government implements blockchain programs to improve transparency and efficiency. So, cryptocurrencies and the blockchain will be front and center as this year's World Economic Forum in Davos. I'm sorry if I am mispronouncing any of this stuff during these streams. No disrespect is meant. With several cryptocurrency and blockchain related panels on the agenda. The U.S. government have been evaluating blockchain technology since they have funded, collaborated, and partnered with business, other countries, as well as educational institutions in fostering and continuously developing innovative technologies in science. Contracts, transactions, and the records of intellectual property are among the defining structure of the U.S. economic, legal, and political system. And the government agencies formed to manage them need to keep up with the economy's digital transformation. Accordingly, blockchain technology is under evaluation or is being implemented by several U.S. government agencies to improve transparency, efficiency, and trust in information sharing in financial management, procurement, IT asset and supply chain management, smart contracts, patents, trademark copyrights, royalties, that will be an interesting one, government issued credentials like visas, passports, social security numbers, and birth certificates, federal personnel workforce data, appropriated funds, and federal assistance and foreign aid delivery. So the GSA, the General Services Administration, the GSA's Emerging Citizen Technology Office is doing some things. The Department of Treasury is launching some pilot programs. U.S. State Department probably has some programs going on. DOD is starting to end up getting into some things. Department of Homeland Security is starting to use blockchains. So blockchain is not a silver bullet for digital government, but as this technology is more widely implemented, it could represent the future of smart legal contracts and how entire industries in partnership with the U.S. government conduct themselves. So a couple of these I actually do just kind of want to end up talking about. So federal agencies and U.S. businesses that are interested in exploring blockchain technology and its implementation within the U.S. government now have a office that they can go and they can start talking to. GSA has used a blockchain to automate and speed up contracts review for its fast lane program. The Department of Treasury is running a pilot program to determine whether blockchain technology can be utilized for supply chain management. The Treasury system, Stephen Mnuchin, sits on Davos blockchain panel. He believes that forming public-private partnerships with foreign investors to fund Trump's public infrastructure plan without incurring additional debt will be key to fulfilling the promise to upgrade U.S. roads, bridges, airports, and other public works. PPPs typically involve government agencies identifying a potential project, determining that there is sufficient revenue potential from the project to attract investor interest. So they say, quote, working with foreign investors is going to be a critical part of any plan we put forward, and public-private partnerships are crucial to ensuring that the American taxpayer does not bear the full cost of any proposed program, Treasury says. The U.S. State Department underscores the importance and innovation in world economic development and encourages dialogue with private sectors using blockchain technology. Quote, the State Department sector supports public-private partnerships. So this is, okay guys, this is the new word right here that we're going to start seeing pop up for a little bit. And we're going to start seeing some legislature getting put into here. Now remember how the whole time I've been telling you guys that it's very important for us to remember the definitions of our words. It's very important for us to craft our own definitions for our words. And it's very important for us to not let government agencies try to craft definitions of words for their people. And so because of that, what I'm just saying here is and when you do that, you always end up leaving out some perspective somewhere. That's why it's hard for that to happen. So here's where we're starting to see this, the 3Ps word come out, the public-private partnerships word is coming out, and this may be a word that they're going to try to use for blockchains. So now we've seen other people try to use distributed ledger technology, which is a layman's term of saying blockchain, but as well as public-private partnerships. You know, those types of things are going to be things that are going to try to redefine what this vehicle is of cryptocurrency. And so because of that, just think about it, guys, because I want you to remember that now we're in 2018, and on the channels previously, I have reported that the CDC now is not allowed to use certain words such as transgender, entitlement, things like that. And I find it very important to let you know that there are certain government agencies out there that it's their policy to not use words within their walls. And so because of that, I want you guys to remember that there will be times where there may be courts or something else in the future where you may not be able to use the word blockchain, or you may not be able to use the words like Bitcoin or cryptocurrency, because that might be deemed as illegal, or it might be deemed as frivolous at that time, because by then we may have given the wrong definitions to this. So just stay sovereign, humans. Remember that we are here to try to define these things for ourselves, and it's up to us to end up making these things happen. So yeah, it says the State Department supports public-private partnerships, for example, in maximizing the impact and accountability of foreign development. Blockchain technology, by bringing transparency, may address corruption, fraud, or misappropriation of funds and inefficiencies within the public procurement funding process itself, explained Deputy Secretary John Sullivan. So, Department of Defense, as reflected in 2018 National Defense Authorization Act, H.R. 2810, as signed into law on December 12, 2017, the U.S. federal government and its agencies are exploring the adoption of blockchain technology in various areas after carefully studying the risks posed by this new distributed ledger technology. There you go. You see it? This evaluation will shed light on the blockchain technology capabilities to both the federal government and Department of Defense IT environments. So, Department of Homeland Security. So there you go. DOD is looking into it. They already wrote laws saying that they're going to end up looking into it. And guess what, guys? We're paying for it. So through tax dollars. Department of Homeland Security, DHS, is awarding small business innovation research grants to develop a use case for blockchain technology's role in border security. So they're going to basically, I guess, give a little government contest away to somebody that will do the work for them and give them some blockchain technology. You get some monies. And that's got to be somebody that, really wants fiat over, cryptocurrencies. So, again, National Aeronautics and Space Administration, NASA, efficient communication systems and effective computing techniques are crucial to ensure the success of each NASA mission, and greater accessibility of digital information and cost-effective technologies of manned and unmanned space flights are expected to become much greater integrated via blockchain technology. A new grant from NASA to the University of Akron in Ohio will fund research to use deep learning artificial intelligence that works over an Ethereum blockchain network to develop a resilient networking and computing paradigm in various space communication environments. So there you guys go. I just want you guys to see that. So now you guys kind of have like a very good idea of what's going on with the US government and different government bodies. And you can see which ones are using blockchain, how they're using it, how far along they are, so that way you can see sovereignly for yourself, you know, kind of like how it's going. And with that, I just want to say that with as much as I disagree with the US government, I do think that the way that they are trying to use it in specific use cases, as opposed to creating some big, huge blanket effect, either saying yay or nay, like we're either about this stuff or no, we are not about this stuff at all. I think that that is a very balanced and smart move, because that allows different agencies to see blockchains in different ways, so it can benefit them in different ways, because a blockchain application is not going to fit for every single thing exactly the same. It's not going to fit for every government program. So from that, I do want to say that I do give kudos in that regard to how that's being handled that way. And as well as, I just want people to know that, you know, I also believe that, you know, there's a lot that all governments have to learn from this, just remaining sovereign with that. So next, Cointelegraph.com putting out an article that says PhD student wins 1 Bitcoin for cracking a DNA code challenge, which I think is really cool. A young PhD student has won 1 Bitcoin for cracking a code in a tube of DNA. A challenge created at the 2015 World Economic Forum in Davos. University of Antwerp doctoral student Sander Whites successfully solved the DNA storage Bitcoin challenge before the deadline set by its creator, European Bitformatics Institute professor Nick Goldman. Quote, Goldman was still willing to send me a tube of DNA, Whites recounts in an accompanying release about how he only decided to enter at the end of 2017 after seeing a tweet from the well-known British scientist. Wow, that's really cool that Twitter did that. He says, quote, the DNA contained instructions on how to claim the Bitcoin, the logo of the European Bioinformatics Institute, a drawing of James Joyce, and a few other things. Whites and a small team collaborated to win the prize, even organizing a small hackathon to widen the potential for cracking the DNA code. As the 2018 Davos Forum gets underway, Whites is the latest example in what has been a common trend in Bitcoin for several years, incentivizing innovation, mostly through hackathons, to further the capabilities of new technology. Whites continued about the challenge's background, quote, to be honest, I have my doubts about the feasibility of using DNA to store data. This challenge changed that. Now I know very well that this new technology offers great opportunities, maybe even for my own future research. And I think that is beautiful. So right on. I'm super glad that you're able to end up getting this Bitcoin, and you're able to solve this DNA challenge. And I would love to end up seeing further contests and bounties come out to help solve some of the other world's problems. And that could really get things solved very fast. All right, next. Getting through it. Cointelegraph.com puts out this article that says, Power to the People, a decentralized platform connects consumers with retail. People keep buying stuff, but there's a crisis, or as some experts say, an apocalypse in retail that has started in the US and rapidly spread to other parts. In 2017, nearly 9,000 stores closed in America. More retailers, including Toys R Us, filed for bankruptcy than during the Great Recession. Customers are not loyal to brands anymore, insensitive to advertisement, and they just don't have time to waste trolling a store. They are moving online, but quickly, or selecting a size is always a gamble. The solution could be omni-channel, a multi-channel approach to marketing, selling, and servicing customers in a way that creates an integrated customer experience. For example, some fashion retailers, such as UK-based Oasis, are engaging customers through the website, mobile app, and in-store sales associates armed with iPads to give you accurate and up-to-date information right on the spot. Shipping, an Australian-based tech company, has taken this idea one step further by creating a live and working ecosystem that enables shoppers to access useful information about products they want to buy. Using the shipping app, shoppers can scan barcodes to learn where a product is sourced, down to the ingredients in some circumstances. Product certifications, nutritional and allergen information, and product recall status can be accessed alongside entertaining videos and product reviews supplied by other shipping app users through a barcode scan. So I think that's pretty cool. How can crypto help change shopping habits? Shipping is providing a holistic solution for the short-term attention economy, connecting brands with their customers, enabling consumers to make smarter, safer buying decisions, and rewards them with cryptocurrency instead of directing budgets to advertising middlemen. So that's the shipping CEO saying that. And so over 30 million products have been added to shipping's global database. It is growing every day and could become the basis for a new blockchain-based retail system, the founders hope. So because of that, you guys could end up seeing, a blockchain could end up helping you buy different products from around the globe. And not only is it like, you could end up seeing like, your favorite cookies, like, okay, Oreos, something like that. You could end up seeing something like Oreos being in, or Coca-Cola. Check this out. I just wanted to say that so that people all over the world could recognize a brand. But Coca-Cola, if it was to end up putting its product on the shipping blockchain, you could end up going in any country, anywhere, and just scanning a barcode of any Coca-Cola product and being able to find all of its ingredients and where that particular batch came from, even right down to where it was sourced, all the way to where it got into the store. And you can see that just by scanning a barcode. And you can also see, eventually there will start to be apps where you can start to see the differences in prices of Coca-Cola products, based on different stores around you geographically. So imagine being able to scan every product that you scan in the store. It would automatically send that barcode up to a blockchain, and then boom, it would end up showing you all of the stores that carry Coca-Cola. And then around you, you would be able to find, it would automatically sort by the lowest amount of Coca-Cola. It would tell you exactly how many units of Coca-Cola are in, because it's all on the blockchain. And it would be able to tell you so much more data as well. So you'd be able to know immediately every store's inventory on Coca-Cola all around you at once. And so that's why that's big. And just take that idea and instead of Coca-Cola, put something else in there that you like, any product. And so that's where blockchain will be able to show you store inventory and revolutionizing the shopping industry in the future. So no more having to ask the retailer, hey, can you check the inventory of the other store? Do you think the other Home Depot has that? And so you don't have to worry about that anymore. If Home Depot starts putting all of their stuff on the blockchain, then you'll just be able to scan it. You'll be able to see it, and before you even leave your house, you'll know exactly which Home Depot to go to every single time, and exactly which one has the right materials, instead of having to show up somewhere and they're like, oh yeah, we're out of stock. So just wanted to show you guys that. All right, next, Cointelegraph.com putting out this article that says, firms continue to capitalize on blockchain name hype. SEC promises increased scrutiny. So, U.S. companies who change their name to include the word blockchain could soon face increased scrutiny from regulators. New comments released Monday, January 22nd from the U.S. SEC suggest. So, let's just go ahead and get into it. For the most part, however, it remains dubious how companies incorporating blockchain into their names actually interact with the technology, and to what extent they abide by best practices in doing so. Clayton described the situation saying, quote, I doubt anyone in this audience, let's see who this guy is. Dun, 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 dun. Jay Clayton, SEC chairman. So this is the SEC chairman right here saying this. I doubt anyone in this audience thinks it would be acceptable for a public company with no meaningful track record in pursuing the commercialization of distributed ledger or blockchain technology to, one, start to dabble in blockchain technologies, 2, change its name to something like Blockchain R Us, and 3, immediately offer securities without providing adequate disclosure to Main Street investors about those changes and the risks involved. Okay, so here's what I gotta say. While Jay Clayton is not wrong with what he's saying here, I think it's very important to remember that what's happening here is that we don't have to let them say what's going on. We don't have to let a Securities Exchange Commission tell us what's acceptable. I want everybody that's watching these streams to remember, because now I don't mind, exactly what I say anymore, because on here on the DTube, I'm going to end up coming out with, just the decentralized nature of who I am. So no longer living in fear is a big step for a lot of our species to take. And I want us to remember that as a species, that we don't have to let outside regulators tell us what to do. Every single one of you does your own research on the coins that you get into. And every single one of you fully well realizes that if you do buy into any of these cryptocurrencies, that you know that you are the ones that are making those decisions yourself. You're not doing it against your will. So because of that, you fully accept the consequences of anything that happens with that type of coin or with what happens with that project. If the price goes down, you accept it. If the price goes up, you certainly accept that too. So you see, because of that, the regulation is built in. The blockchain is there. Jay Clayton, I really feel that once blockchain, the full scope and the full magnitude of how changing that technology is going to make somebody like Jay Clayton have to find a new job. It really is. We're already seeing how lawyers are becoming obsolete due to Ethereum smart contracts, starting to regulate things, starting to do it automatically. So now we don't need middleman regulators, middleman lawyers. And so if we don't need lawyers, we also don't need judges. If we don't need judges, we also don't need courtrooms. Wow. I'm saying, and I was saying this whole time, my friends. So just remember that. And remember that the SEC, once this type of stuff starts to really catch hold, things like the SEC and centralized authority bodies are definitely going to have to step back, because the blockchain will step up. And there you go. Just like we've been explaining in the stream, guys. So next, Coindesk.com puts out this article today that says UN forms blockchain coalition to help tackle climate change. So the United Nations is increasing its efforts to promote applications of blockchain technology to further application on climate change. In a January 22nd blog post, the UN announced that it has helped launch a new group called the Climate Change Coalition, which will aim to research the use cases for distributed ledger technology in climate change-related initiatives and potentially adopt them. As previously reported by Coindesk, the UN has been investigating since last May how to create transparent and efficient systems using blockchain that could be applied in situations such as, for example, monitoring carbon emissions, clean energy trading, and fund allocation. So, this is very interesting. According to the blog post, the new coalition came about at a December 2017 meeting of 25 distributed ledger technology focused organizations, which agreed to establish the initiative based on the principles of the Paris Climate Agreement. The announcement states, quote, "The coalition will cooperate to support rapid advancement of distributed ledger technology solutions to address climate change across mitigation and adaptation through enhanced climate actions, including but not limited to the measurement, reporting, and verification of the impact of all sorts of intervention and the mobilization of climate finance from diversified sources." So that's a lot there. And I know, guys, that like when I go through some of this stuff, it's a lot. And like, it's like, what is he saying? What again? And like, I hear you. So like, here's what I'm just trying to say is that what this is doing is that this is trying to end up pushing for an application of the blockchain to end up helping out with climate change. And with the deals that the UN has already been working on, such as the Paris Climate Deal, they're wanting to go ahead and possibly use a blockchain to facilitate that contract and facilitate that deal. Now, that's the question that is posing to you guys. How do you feel if you're aware of the Paris Climate Deal and you're aware of what's going on with that, and we were just reading here? How do you feel about how the UN might use one of the first huge initiatives for the planet right now? It might be used for with a blockchain and a smart contract involved. Think about that. I think that's very fascinating. Even if you don't know all the specifics about Paris Climate Deal, you don't know, you're like, I still don't know what you're talking about, Silky. Just ask yourself this: humans are starting to use smart contracts and blockchains on a massive global level, and they're trying to tackle massive global problems in one contract, in one blockchain. That's just what I want you guys to start to think about, and how beautiful it is to be alive. Next, BitcoinMagazine.com says today they put out this article, Physical Bitcoins, our hands-on end-to-end review of Opendime. So I like to give you guys like a couple of resources whenever we're doing our cryptocurrency news, and I just wanted to show you guys this. Opendime. Opendime is a tiny USB flash drive that can be loaded with Bitcoin by the first user and given to another user, who is in turn able to pass it along to a third user, and so forth. The private key attached to each Opendime is generated by the device at the time of setup by the user. It is not known by anyone, not even the first owner or by the Opendime company itself. Opendimes can be passed along multiple times to other users and verified. An Opendime stick can only be redeemed by the last user, who must break the device to access the private key and import it into a Bitcoin wallet. A pack of 3 Opendimes can be ordered for $37.50, though perhaps too technically demanding for casual Bitcoin users and arguably too expensive for transferring small values to devices useless after getting the funds out. Opendimes are certainly usable as physical Bitcoins. So let's just go ahead and take a look here. So I want you guys to end up seeing what this looks like. So Opendime, bam, bam. So basically from that, like, I know that was actually sounding kind of confusing there. So Opendime are kind of like these one-time Bitcoin wallets that you can use for certain things. So it's like a physical Bitcoin. So what this is this is like a USB flash drive, and this is a tiny little motherboard here that you would insert into any regular USB port. And what happens is this little port right here where it says Bitcoin in that circle, what you'll do is you'll end up taking a little needle and you'll poke through it. You'll poke a hole right through that part. And when you poke a hole through that, what that does is that releases the private key, so that the next time that you put this tiny little chip, it's like the size of a flash drive, the next time you put it into the side of a computer, then you'll be able to access all the Bitcoin that was on there. And so the reason why I'm bringing this up is so that people that are trying to end up starting up something like a distribution channel, or trying to start up something like a nonprofit organization that needs multiple accounts, or something that has funds that build up in it, and perhaps you wanted to end up having like a membership for a nonprofit organization, or you wanted to have some type of membership site. Well, you can get an Opendime that you can end up starting to load with a whole bunch of funds that you can prove to the members has not been spent yet, by showing them at all times, hey, this is the Opendime that I have, this is the serial number of it, and this is where you can see it has not been spent. And then the members of whatever voting group it is, they could end up using the funds in that to come to a decision, and then all together as a group they would end up being able to have somebody poke that, insert it into a computer, and then being able to spend the funds that everybody ended up working towards. And before they were able to spend those funds, they would be able to track how much funds it has on the blockchain. Simple, easy. So like, because of that, guys, I just wanted you to see that. And then after that, it would be null and void and not usable. But I wanted you guys to see that, just so that way you could kind of see kind of like what the technology is. And this is a new type of, or actually it's not even new, there's other ones that have been out there, but this is a different type of technology that is like a disposable type of technology, similar to this one Bitcoin here, this physical Bitcoin, where you have to release the private key from inside of it. And some of them have like a sticker on it that once that sticker is removed, then the private key has been taken, and then you will have to you won't be able to use the funds on that anymore, or trust that the funds are on there. So that's just something that I wanted to show you guys. Opendime, pick one up if you're interested in those types of things. That could be one of those like piggy bank scenarios for anybody that's, you know, saving, and they're like, hey, I'm one of those types of people that's piggy bank, you know, minded, where I want to put Bitcoins into a piggy bank and constantly have it stack up, stack up, stack up, stack up, stack up. And then one day when I have reached my goal, or it's a rainy day or something like that, I will press the button on my Opendime and I will insert it and spend that money. It could be another way too, to show people how they can save money and how they can feel good about being like, you know, there are some people out there that have to have like another savings account that's separate from their main spending account, because they don't want to end up looking at how much money they have, because then they'll end up having so much confidence in that they will go and spend it. Well, this could be a way where you can end up going and just constantly sending little bits of Bitcoin at a time to another address, and then knowing that it's not being spent, and that it's just sitting there, and then at someday, like when you want to, you can check the funds of your piggy bank, or you could check the funds of your savings account. And you can plug this in before you pop open the little part, and you can see how much is on it at any time, but then you won't be able to actually retrieve it until you pop that little part open. So I just wanted you guys to see that, so you guys have a good understanding, or I'm sorry, a good comprehension of that technology. Any questions, pop them out in chat. But that is Opendime. And with that, guys, you know, that's the news. That's the end, baby. So thank you guys so much for watching this. I really appreciate it. We're gonna end up transitioning now here, but yes, I appreciate everybody for getting on these streams at night. Thank you for being here. Thank you for following me over. I'm gonna tell you that this is going to be archived on YouTube, yes, but you know, I'd appreciate it if you guys would start checking out the DTube. If you guys would check out the Steam It, that's gonna be in the Instagram post later. It's also going to be in the YouTube description, and you'll be able to end up clicking on those links and following me there. My Steam It is my blog, so that is going to be my new blog, where I'm going to be posting up all kinds of things, like not just videos, but I might be doing an article every once in a while. I might be doing like definitions of sovereign words, so that way we can make sure that we remember the true meaning of our words. I'm going to do so many other fun things with this, guys. So, yep, it's your friendly alien trying to help you. So, yes, you're welcome, Ray of Sunshine. Thank you so much for always, you know, being so cool, helping out. And so, yeah, with that, guys, I just always appreciate it. Appreciate every one of you guys for getting on board the spaceship tonight. Thank you so much. We'll be back tomorrow night at 5 o'clock Universal for some more cryptocurrency news. And this is Sovereign Starseed saying good night to the humans of Earth.